good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Brothers, I really want to have a discussion about 50 Cent. And 50 Cent, as you guys know, is probably the greatest internet troll in the black space of all time. He definitely hates Diddy, but he was also one of the first people to basically talk about the booty clapping that Diddy was doing that was a little bit odd.
No, the fuck, like he called, we should kick it on telephone after the mace.
Right.
And then be like, matter of fact, that they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like not the y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me up?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that. And I called him and said, yo, you fuck this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. Called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shits from? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on.
But that's just not it. There's more. Now, when you say there's more, what do you mean, Brother O'Shea? I'm glad you asked that question. Diddy had a war with a very powerful company by the name of Diageo. If you guys don't know Diageo, that's a British company. It's the largest alcohol distributor in the world. Some of the brands that you may know about would be Bailey's, Don Julio, Casamigos, De Leon, Ciroc, Smirnoff, Johnny Walker, Guinness, for those of you in Britain, Gilby's Gin, etc. Okay? Brands like that. A Crown Royal for you rock good people. They own part of Hennessy, although Hennessy is really under another brand. They own part on that. So they got a lot of heavyweight stuff. Tanqueray, a lot of good stuff there, okay? Diddy had Ciroc. Now there's a brother here that is going to explain this, a very powerful brother by the name of Comrade Sink, S-I-N-Q-U-E. Check him out on TikTok, okay? He's gonna break this down. The clip is a lot long, but I kind of want you to hear what he has to say.
P. Diddy has garnered a lot of enemies over the past few months, the biggest being the United States government and its new criminal investigation against him. But his biggest enemy came in May of 2023. when he filed a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the alcoholic beverage company Diageo. Why would Puff file a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against them? He claimed that they were engaging in racist practices. Before we get into the weeds of this lawsuit, let's talk about the company first. Diageo is the world's largest premium alcoholic beverage company with a net worth of $74 billion, making it the 254th most valuable company on the planet. Some of the key shareholders, Vanguard and BlackRock. And in 2023, Warren Buffett, the snowball, opened his wallet and spent $42 million on Diageo stock, which is currently selling for $136 a share on the NYSE stock index. Beyond Ciroc, which connects it to Puff, what other liquor brands do they own? Johnny Walker, Smirnoff, Bailey's, Captain Morgan, to name a few. And in 2017, they purchased Don Julio and gave George Clooney $1 billion to purchase Casamigos. Those last two is where Puff has an issue. In 2007, Diageo was losing $40 million a year on a brand they had called Ciroc. So they contact Puff because they seen that he had a major influence in the lifestyle world. So Puffy signs on to promote Ciroc. Now the deal was he would just get a sponsorship fee for promoting the brand. He didn't have any ownership in it. Sort of like the influencer deals that you would see here, where a company will contact the influencer and pay them a flat fee to promote a product. Same thing, way more money. Puffy sets out on this unprecedented advertising campaign, turns it completely around and makes Ciroc a household name and one of the most popular vodkas in the world, but he has no ownership in it. This leads to the flavored Ciroc variants: peach, apple, coconut. They don't give him any ownership in the unflavored Ciroc, but what they do tell him is you can get X amount of dollars off each case of flavored Ciroc that ships. That's when you see Diddy starting to heavily promote flavored Ciroc bottles and why he was doing that. What Diageo didn't see coming is having to pay him $60 million a year off that deal. Here's the important part. Before Diageo started their partnership with Diddy, they were shipping 40,000 cases of Ciroc a year. 10 years later, with Puff being the face of Ciroc and promoting it, they were shipping 2.6 million cases. Keep in mind, Puffy is a boss, not an influencer. During this time, Puff started to see that tequila was becoming the popular drink that people wanted. So Puff buys the tequila brand De Leon. And Diageo, the company that he has made billions, is the distributor of it. Unbeknownst to Puff, they had also went and bought Don Julio and Casamigos from George Clooney. Neither company had made them a dime in the past 10 years. And then what Diageo did really pissed off Puff. First, we got to talk about supply and demand. If a company controls your supply and demand, they can determine your financial future. If they only make a small supply of your product and ship it to a small number of locations where people can buy it, you're only going to have a few buyers. Diddy owned 50% of De Leon and Diageo owned the other 50%, and Diageo was responsible for supply and distribution. Unlike Ciroc, where Diddy didn't have any ownership, he owned 50% of De Leon. What does that mean? Out of the billions of dollars that Puffy had made selling Ciroc, they only had to give him a few $100 million. They made over $70 billion. But because Puff owned half of De Leon, they were going to have to split those billions with him. They resented paying Puff the few $100 millions for Ciroc. Now it was looking like they was going to have to split the billions with him down the middle. Remember, he took Ciroc from shipping 40,000 cases a year to 2.6 million. Even if he got close to doing for De Leon what he was doing for Ciroc, they were going to have to cut a huge check. De Leon launches and Puffy goes into full throttle salesman mode. Sort of like what he was doing for Ciroc, but on steroids. Sales start to come in and they are abysmal. Diageo only made a small amount of De Leon and only shipped it to certain locations. What locations you talking about, comrade? The urban landscape. And Diageo stopped signing off on advertising budgets. So Diddy decides to investigate with his own people the infrastructure that Diageo had created to play their role in the contract of making De Leon a success. This brings us to the agave plant. Agave plants are the primary ingredients in making tequila, and they are grown in Mexico. So Diddy decides to send his people to Mexico to see how many agave plants Diageo had planted for De Leon.
I had to send my people down to Mexico, and this is just to tell you what the fight is about. They went down to Mexico, and when they got down there, they found out that there was 0 agave planted for De Leon. So there was no plan for us to be successful. There was no equal treatment. The other brands, they had agave planted.
And most of the agave that was planted for Casamigos, whom Diageo had just gave George Clooney $1 billion. Puff is pissed, and he files his lawsuit citing discrimination and breach of contract. This is where it gets really interesting, but I want to recap the company that Diddy is going up against. Diageo is the 254th most valuable company on the planet, worth $74 billion. Its two main investors are BlackRock and Vanguard, two of the most powerful, richest companies on the planet. BlackRock and Vanguard together basically own the planet Earth. Pay close attention to this timeline. May of 2023, Puffy files his lawsuit. In June of 2003, Diageo gives a public response. They say that Diddy is trying to extract billions of dollars from the company, and his inflammatory rhetoric about racism is going to cast a bad shadow on the company. Then they filed a motion citing a part of Puff contract that said that this issue should be handled in private arbitration. Basically, they were saying if it wasn't for the claims of racism, this was just a standard business disagreement. In September, the judge presiding over that case denied that motion and set it for trial and made the trial open to the public. Remember, this is September. 1 month later, Cassie files her lawsuit, and the snowball that is currently the trials of Diddy started. Cassie files her lawsuit November 2003. January 2004, Puffy's lawsuit with Diageo gets resolved and they release a joint statement. Sean Combs and Diageo no longer have any business dealings. And guess what Diageo also got in this settlement? Full ownership of De Leon. And all y'all seem to care about is freak-offs and baby oil.
So let me deal with what the brother is saying here, okay? Now, 50 Cent is gonna come out with a Netflix documentary, basically to destroy P. Diddy. There is a rumor that I'm not sure if it was substantiated because, you know, 50 Cent has Branson's cognac. Almost all of them have a kind of cognac deal or kind of drink deal. Shannon Sharp got an alcohol beverage. All of them do. Now, the word on the street is Diageo wanted to give this to 50 Cent. 50 Cent was ready to become the brand ambassador or going to this certain level of partnership with Diageo. And then Diddy basically player hated on him and stopped all of it, okay? Now, this is one of the reasons in theory that 50 Cent has an issue with Diddy, comes after Diddy so much. There's another theory that goes out there that says that, you know, well, Diddy was sleeping with his baby mama. I'm not sure about that. But what I will tell you guys is one thing that you gotta understand when you are dealing with white people in big brands like Diageo and you're going out there saying that they are racist and you're going on, you know, in the public saying stuff like that, and the brothers talking about they were backed by BlackRock and Vanguard. And BlackRock, for those of you who know, just like Vanguard, these are asset management companies. So for me personally, I use Fidelity, okay? I'm a Fidelity customer. Most of you guys may have your retirement through Fidelity, but most people go through Vanguard or BlackRock because these are bigger. So these people have billions of dollars of assets. And so when you're going out here calling people racist and you're saying things like this and all of this, and, you know, let me say that you might not be able to, and I believe that based on that, he would have had a good case. But the thing is, man, you're dealing with somebody that you don't really understand what you're dealing with. And these people are more powerful than you. They got more money than you. And it's just a whole lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. Then you end up learning the hard way that you just shouldn't be dealing with that. And I'm gonna tell you, this is one of the reasons that blacks gotta understand when you're dealing with these people out here and you think that you're equal and you think that, you know, it's gonna be easy, brothers gotta understand. When you coming at these big companies like that, you better not have no dirt on you. When you get into these partnerships and you wanna challenge the status quo, and you got some level of dirt on you, okay, then we gonna find out. And you are gonna find out. And a lot of black men just don't get it until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you can't do business with them, right? But again, when you're trying to challenge the status quo, bro, you can't have those kind of tapes with Cassie out there. You can't be having that, bro. You're just not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to booty clap it up. You just can't, my guy. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to booty clap it all the way up because they're gonna get you every time. They're gonna put you in your place. Then when you get put in your place, you're talking about the white man and the white man did this and the white man did that. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need to figure out how to do things in our own community sometimes and look, you know, try to develop what we got. Because once you go over there, you know, it's not going to be fair. I'm going to just tell you like this. I'd have took that 60 million. I would have, you know what I'm saying? Look, go ahead on and buy some things I can own. Some real estate. You know what I'm saying? I'd have bought me some, well, I definitely would have tricked it off. Some of y'all like them Bitcoins. Hey, look. Thank you for the money, bro. I ain't trying to get in your business. I'm gonna take that and invest in my own community. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Jackson, back at it again. The episode of the Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do, the bell. We're out.